Happy Friday. I am Caitlin King-Goldfinch.
I am Hannah Hembry-Bell.
We are Law Moms Out Loud. Woo! First time we got the timing right.
Yes. It's like we TikTok practiced.
So we help lawyer moms grow as moms, lawyers, and people. And we're excited. Today is a fun show. We are here to share with y'all some of our favorite items that are game changers in our lives. And we are not yet a big enough deal to be sponsored by anybody. So this is like really just coming straight out of our hearts. Maybe one day we will sponsor stuff. We will never share stuff with you that we don't actually love. But today is like legit stuff that we use day in and day out. And we just have to tell you all about it. And as we share what our items are, we're going to be posting the links in the comments to each item.
Yeah, so this is a lounge show, so the only guests are ourselves. I guess we're not guests here, we're just here. And I think this show is very people focused because you don't need to do law things or mom things to benefit from any of this. Although if you do, you can probably benefit. Kate and I had kind of heavy weeks.
Deep.
Yeah, we spent 3 days at a spiritual woo-ness retreat. So truth, like, oh, we're going to talk about on the lounge today. And we just legit were like, we cannot do any deep things, except we are deeply passionate about some gazmos and
I like that word.
Gadgets aplenty. No,
galore.
It's not like it's going to get us. Okay, so there are a few things that I want to share with y'all that have legit changed my life. I cannot overstate. So the first thing is the Remarkable. Now, Kate, this is a good one because Kate lectured me for ages. Like, Hannah, you have to get a Remarkable. You have to get a Remarkable. I'm like, I have one of those iPads with the pencil thing, and they are, I don't even use it. I have it, but I don't even use it. And she's like, oh, but this one's different. This one's different. And I'm like, okay, sure. But then over time, I've watched Kate use it. I'm like, oh, I get it. Okay. So I wanted to kind of tell y'all that one of the things too is if you like a Kindle, then you'll like the Remarkable because it has the same feel. There's not a lot to this thing, right? It is like a Kindle. Is it backlight?
There's no backlight, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No backlight, no color. It feels to me the most like writing on a piece of paper, which I'm going to just like create. So you make a little notebook. Think about it like a trapper keeper from school with like all of these little subdivided, and you can pull out a new piece of notebook paper. You can also pull out all kinds. It has all kind of different papers you can make. So like right now, I just real quick created a notebook. And if you're watching this, you can see it's like a college ruled lined paper. And this may not seem like that big of a deal. But for me, I like to write things out. My dad always said writing clarifies thought. And for me, that's absolutely the case, that I need to get a pen out. And for me, oh, you hush, Christina Wilson. She's saying the trapper keeper. I'm a very spring chicken. I learned it from you, Christina.
Yeah, but wise.
Wise. Okay. But anyway, so with this here, it allows you to do, especially I guess what a lot of us lawyers do is we have those yellow pads where we write everything down. Privileged secret info, right? And you need to keep that. But the yellow pad then gets stuck somewhere, never to be seen again. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm often in some meeting. I'm like, oh, where's those notes? The worst is like if I have to go give a talk somewhere and I scratch out the talk outline, go in and give the talk. After that talk's over, I'm like going home or not even thinking about it. And then later I'll be like, oh no, I gave this speech before and I'd like to do it something like that again. And I can't find
that happened to me.
That paper a lot of times. And I send somebody at the office on a wild goose chase. Like, there's this one yellow paper and it had a coffee smudge on there. I'm trying to. So the Remarkable allows you to create little dividers in your trapper keeper of different things so that anytime, anywhere, you can be like, oh, I'm back talking with this client or this contractor for the stuff at my house or whatever. and you can go find it in there. The other thing, and Kate gets all the credit for all this, but I'm like the most obsessed with it, is this. There's a template that you can download on Etsy. Again, if you're just watching, you can see what I've got here. That is a calendar with appointment blocks and then notes and top priorities. Somebody who knows about prioritizing your days and everything made this. So every day, what I'm doing the day before, this is a Saturday, so I haven't done it yet. I'm showing the Saturday. On the day before, ideally the afternoon before you leave your office or your work desk or whatever, or while you're waiting in the carpool line, if you're picking up kids, plan your next day. Identify, because I find or have found over the years that I'll wake up and be like, oh no, what's today? Like what's going on today? Because it's so overwhelming. But this feels good because like, okay, I'm going to go draw out my day. You get a sense the day before of what all's coming for you appointment wise. You get to set those top 2-3 things you were like going to accomplish tomorrow, no matter what. That's not an appointment. And then take little to-dos and take them into your planner. This is a life-changing activity for me that I also feel better about because it's in the Remarkable, which I always have with me. So it's not like, oh crap, where's the planner? The computer, it just doesn't do it for me. I need to write it out, and this enables me to do that. So
can I say a couple of features about this particular PDF that I love? It's a calendar, right? And so it's hyperlinked. So you can touch the different dates on the calendar to jump around, or you could even go, like if you show the tab, this calendar tab up at the top, then takes you to the entire year. So you can like that go to any day that you want. Because the other PDFs, most PDFs in the Remarkable are not hyperlinked like that. So you'd have to swipe through, every day to get to where you're going. So I love that. The other thing is on all Remarkable PDFs, you can add a page. So if you're in a day and you want to take notes, about something that happened today, but you don't want to create a whole notebook for that particular item, you can just add a page and take as many notes about today as you want to take, which you don't, people who carry around paper calendars, I was a bullet journaler, I've done all of this. And, you run out of note space for your day in a paper calendar, but that never happens in the Remarkable.
I didn't ever think of that.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing that I'm finding, I'm creating more because of it. So I like to write little poems and stuff and little reflections.
Big poems.
And it felt like I'd have a journal, and this idea that it was just like in it, and it was hard to get back to and remember where this is more a me problem, but like, where did I put that little pretty thing? I can't ever find it. So knowing that it's safe in here. Oh, because this backs up to a cloud.
Yeah.
So you can get to a Remarkable cloud. I don't know if everything does automatically, but anyway, you can do different things with it. Also work-wise, I know it connects with Google Drive and Dropbox. So you can take like a client's PDF and write on it here and then send it. And the email sending is totally easy. I found some other functions are hard to send the notes that you wrote on and some other things, but this one's super easy to do. Yeah. So I am a Remarkable forever fan. Highly recommend it. They're a few $100s. We need to link the Etsy PDF.
Yes.
Also this here pencil.
Yes.
This was Kate's thing. Okay. We like the Remarkable case, but the problem I had at first was keeping the pencil. I already lost one. A theme is emerging. We already lost one. There's this pin loop thing here. Kate put it on there for me, where you can stick your pen so you don't lose it and it stays real good. That clip thing, that falls out of that. So don't get that. So we'll add, I don't think we got the links ready for that. So we'll add those couple links for the pencil, and because it erases and everything.
Yeah, it's got an eraser. You can just get these on Amazon. It's the best. It's lightweight. It's just good.
Okay. So that's number one. Like I told Kate, I think that the Remarkables made my life at least 10% better. Just all around, especially if you're a writer and pen is good with you. If you have yellow notepads, lawyers, get rid of it and give it to this. If your employees have yellow notepads, that's at our firm, the people who do a lot of handwriting on yellow pads, it would just make me like, ugh, all that money wasted sitting around on shelves, and they can write it and upload it to the file. And if they ever are no longer with your firm or your company, you'll still have all their notes that you can go back to, which is super important.
Yes.
Okay. Any other remarkable thoughts?
No.
Okay. Number 2 item. I guess I'm doing them in order of importance to me. It's the Muse. All right. Y'all are like, what is this thing? Look, I'm going to show you.
Technology is amazing.
Star Trek. Let's see if I can get it. So look, how funny. This here is a
meditation.
Oh God. Jesus, I do that in writing. People do it all the time. It always makes me laugh. I just did it out loud. Like it's not even like I typed it wrong. So this thing is, you use it to support a meditation practice, which I would have not said the words meditation practice. I kind of hate them because it sounds kind of judgy. Mm-hmm. But I have historically, like after I work out, will go and try to just lay and meditate for 7 minutes. Just set 7 minutes on my timer and that's it. Okay. That is, I do that only whenever I would work out. That seems like the time to do it. Otherwise I feel antsy, like I gotta go. Okay. Well, what this does is it's a contraption that has little metal copper. I don't know what that stuff is, but it connects. I thought mine was broken at first because see, if y'all are watching, you can see that squiggle, but it's not. That's how it like connects, and it's reading your brain waves. I don't know. Don't ask me. I have no idea how that's even possible, except I think it looks really funny. And you download an app on your phone. It's the Muse app. And when you go in there, you meditate per their, I like the biofeedback. So I don't want somebody talking to me like, just envision yourself. I am home, whatever. No. So I like the river brain meditation. So it's like brain, heart rate, and I like body, brain, heart, breath. So for me, it's about quieting my mind. I'm pretty good at getting my heart rate down, pretty good at getting into my breath. You can focus on one or the other. So for me, I do the mind ones, and I like the river because so what it happens is you have your AirPods in, right? So I'll give you all the full experience if you're one. Oh, I only have one. So you put both your AirPods in and you're listening. Oh, mine's connected. You're listening to get into the Muse app, and you go to, like, for instance, biofeedback experience, the mind one for me. Mm-hmm. And you can set the amount of minutes, 5 to God knows how long they'll let you go. And what happens is it adjusts what you hear in your ears, depending on what's happening with your brain waves. What?
I know, it's so cool.
I know. And what you get, the biofeedback, is if your mind is not in a meditative state as defined by these people, then you're just hearing the river. River sound. If you're in a meditative state, you hear little birdies. Cheep, cheep, cheep. Cheep, 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 cheep. And it sounds like that would be weird, like this loud parakeet. I was like, that's what I was like picturing. It's not. It adds to the sound. Mm-hmm. I think even the more like campfire, when you're picturing this campfire, there's like a night, like more like an owl sound or something. Mm-hmm. So they blend right in. You're like, ooh, I hear the birds. Then at the end, after you've done it, it spits out a report on your phone of like your good job. So they don't give out gold stars. They give out like birdies. So let's say how many birdies you got. It's like a little game. Mm-hmm. It'll also do how still you were and how calm you were based on your brain waves. So on the brain waves, it'll say like you were X% calm. One time I got 79% calm in 10 minutes. That was, I mean, sometimes it's like 2% legit, like never calm brain down. And then one time I got like 60 something birds. And
oh, wow.
I've gotten 0 birds before. So if you do it and you don't get any birdies, like don't worry. It just means you got to kind of totally tune in. Now, what's happened practically with this, I'm not even a games person. I don't really care about games or anything. But it adds a component of, it tracks your streaks. It tracks how many birds, and knowing like, hey, I was doing something that at least these people think is valuable. I was X% calm. Mm-hmm. I've done so much more. I think I'm on like a 18-day streak at this point. Right. And what I've been doing is before bed, doing a 10-minute one. And it's whether it's correlation or causation or what, but my body now, that's a cue for me. So when I lay down, I am more often than not, pretty much every night now, waking up a few hours later with my AirPods in and my Muse still on my head. Like, dang. So to take everything out, whatever. Last night, I was exhausted anyway, but I was like, I'm going to do it. I want to keep my streak. I want to get my birds. And there's this little calibration, about 30 seconds where it, you know, sets itself up. And I remember nothing after that. I think I only made it through the 30-second calibration before I was dead asleep, which is, I mean, I don't have a super hard time going to sleep, but 30 seconds, save that for my husband. That's what he does, but not me. So the Muse thing, y'all, somebody had told us about this, and I was like, that's weird and whatever. And our John actually had said, get it right now. Stop what you're doing and get it. And I was like, I want to get it my birthday. I'm not going to get it right now. He was right. I should have dropped everything and got it right now. Cause this is, I mean, they say meditation really makes your life better. It's science and stuff. I mean, it's hard to know if your day would have gone worse, but I certainly feel lately more aware and present and able to connect to self-awareness better.
There we go.
So
that's
Katie,
goals.
you tried it.
I had mine for a week and I didn't even unbox it. I was daunted.
It's scary I did the same thing. Don't be scared. It's really easy to set up. You can do it in 2 minutes.
Yeah, super. And the first time I did it, I got 4 birds. But I misplaced my earpods. And so I need to find a place where nobody else is around to be quiet. And so anyway, I've like hurdles, reasons. I will get to it. I totally see the value. And I'm definitely one of those people where meditation, like just sitting there and chanting a mantra in my head or something, it just doesn't work for me. I just can't, I won't do it. And so this draws me toward it. And so I'll report back, but yeah.
Jury's out. I'm very sold on the whole thing. Okay. My last special gadget. This is actually a present from Drew. This is a lighted makeup mirror. Y'all, it's $20 or something on Amazon. They sell these fancy schmancy ones on Simple Human and all that, but I can never find one that did all the things. It's kind of weird showing it.
I know. I'm like,
ooh,
you see my computer background there.
So there here, I'll do it over here. There is a 3 times magnification, 2 times, and the best feature is it lights up and you can change the lighting tone. You can kind of see.
Oh, I like that one.
The warm. And it's USB charge. I think the one we linked has a battery. I think the one that is still on Amazon is a newer version. I had just really wanted a makeup mirror, but I didn't want to spend $200 on a Simple Human one. And I didn't feel like they did all the things. Seems so silly, but it makes my morning so much better. That is just handled. It's lit up. It's right there. I have a little stool that I sit and do my makeup at. And whenever like I forgot to charge, you don't have to charge it every day. I think I charge it about once a week. And whenever I don't have it charged and I have to just sit there and do makeup like far from the mirror, you know, I'm so annoyed. Yeah. So small change for 20. The other ones are a few $100s. So, but this one, y'all, you can just add. I dug it up off the Amazon.
So my makeup station is in my closet. We did a renovation to create a bigger closet for me. We actually made our big bedroom quite small. Thank you, Josh. And we created a vanity and I chose the lighting. So I have like really bright lighting where I sit, and I don't need a light up mirror, but just like the sitting down, that space, having a space where you sit and do your makeup. I mean, for those of us who do makeup daily, I think is so important. It makes such a big difference to have a space you love.
Well, I think it's a statement of self-worth or something that you're like, this X amount of minutes, it's literally mine. You can't do makeup except listen or talk. Mm-hmm. Right. So sometimes that's in my time. I try to do that before anybody's awake, and I will, listen to something, listen to music, listen to an Audible, listen to a podcast, listen to a call I missed or something, or call a friend. But just to sit and sort of get to spend 20 minutes or something doing that is
favorite moment of the day for me often.
Yeah, it's silly, but it's fun. So those are my 3 number 1 life gadgets. You should get them today. Buy now from other people. They have them.
So yes, Hannah gets nothing from this.
Oh yeah, just except the satisfaction of sharing all my best things with y'all because they were shared with me. Kate definitely told me about the remarkable.
Yeah, and a lot of mine came from you, several.
Okay, so gadgets down.
Mm-hmm.
This might be a good time for us to do our dominant thought.
Okay, and then
of
I'll
the
share my
week
stuff with y'all.
Yeah, for those of you who maybe don't listen every single week or whatever, because you're lame, we do like to talk about our dominant thoughts. This was an idea that my friend had asked me one time, and I thought, what a good question. I don't know that I'd want to answer it every single day because they just fluctuate. But generally speaking, each week, some thought kind of emerges that you're crunching on. And we like to talk. It's my favorite thing that we do. What's yours this week, Kate?
I needed it until Friday this week because with this, whatever it was that we did all week, I mean, I've had so many dominant thoughts every moment, and I needed to settle on the one. And so the dominant thought for me that I've rested on that I'm going to carry forward is the idea of controlling the narrative. And this was brought to my attention. I was talking about an issue I'm grappling with, and a very wise person with whom I was speaking said, "You're really trying to control this narrative." And it was like, I got hit in the head with a 4x4. We were talking about that too. It's relatively easy for me to know what I want, to know an outcome that I want. All my life, I've been a relatively opinionated, decisive person. Now, like big life's purpose stuff, that gets a little bit harder, but it's like, it's easy for me to say, tomorrow I want this, next week I want that, and in a month from now I want this other thing. And this is how I'm going to get there. And I decide what I want and I plan out the pathway. And the thing that I'm not allowing for when I do that in such a sort of specific and controlling way is for the universe to align and bring to me my desires in ways that I cannot even envision. And the way that, if you resist that idea, which I totally get, like the universe bringing you what you desire, got it. Think back in your life history. Think of yourself, if you're 40 now, think of yourself when you were 20 and the dreams and the desires that you had. And could you have imagined the way that it went and what you have now, even if you had a dream? That was helpful for me to think back, like the waitress me in college, imagining the life that I lead now. I just couldn't have even dreamed the how. So that's what I'm working on, is bringing it back to the controlling the narrative, is not deciding how my life is going to unfold, even in the short term. Being clear about what's important to me and what my desires are. Yes, check, will do. But when I find myself trying to manipulate or control the way that these things happen, I'm going to try to release a little bit.
Yeah. And so, because I think you struggled at first with me too, control the narrative.
Yes.
So how can you say a little bit more about what that means? Like what narrative?
Yeah. I mean, some of the examples that I've been chewing on this week are I share a lot with y'all, but they're probably even too personal to say.
Yeah, but just controlling the narrative. So that just means like maybe is it that you're saying, and I'm just trying to understand too, that phrase, like, what you want, mm-hmm. and you feel that you have to decide exactly how it's going to come about. And if you can't imagine it, it's not going to happen.
I'll think of, I know an example that I can give. Let's say you want to have a party. You have an important event coming up. It's your birthday or whatever, and you want to have this big party, and you want all these certain people to be there, and you want it to go a certain way because you want to feel this certain way for this party, and you want everybody else to experience it. And you spend all of this energy and effort into all the various little things, and you fret and you worry and you upset people because you push them beyond their boundaries, etc. Whereas if you just release a little bit and you set the date for the party and you tell the important people to you what's important to you, and you just set those posts, those guideposts, these are the important desires to me, and then you let things sort of flow. David Nagel talks about thinking of this as you're standing in the middle of a bed, like a mattress, and there's a bowling ball that you want to roll toward you. And you could go over there and you could grab the bowling ball and drag it toward you, or you could just bounce a little bit and get it to just come toward you. It's the amount of effort involved in manipulating and controlling all of the little steps to get you where you want to go.
Yeah, with the idea that if we do that, we limit ourselves.
Exactly.
To your own current experience, your own past.
Right.
You'll be very set on what you have already known.
Yes.
When I don't think either one of us 20 years ago would have thought we would be doing this.
Absolutely. I could not have dreamed this life.
I think that's a really good one. I think all of us can learn from that. And it sounds like emphasis on the word control of how something's going to come about. Just, I think the right idea is to approach life with an open hand. I try, because a closed hand holds less, right? Like if you put water in your hand in a little cuppy, you can hold a bunch of water with an open hand. But if you try to squeeze that water, all the water falls out. And so that's how I try to think of it, as I'm trying to make room for some water in my little hand.
I like that. What about you? What's your dominant thought?
My dominant thought I've had a lot this week, but has to do with sort of, I guess if I was going to put a theme on it, to thine own self be true. And trying to really wrap my mind around what does thine own self, what is your core essence, your core, what is that? What does that look like? And I was reminded of something I saw on Facebook. I don't know who this was. I'll read it to y'all. Because I think a lot of times people skip this in all of the lesson stuff and everything that we learn. They don't share this part of how do you figure out who you are? Because they'll say, to thine own self be true. They'll tell you, do what you want, etc. But no one tells you how. Like, well, I'm just kind of living aren't I who I am? I don't know. I just always find that like they skip that part of the assignment, and I find it very confusing. So here is a little thing. The question to this person was, how do you figure out who you are? You stay right where you are. You dig. You learn the simplest facts about yourself. You date yourself. You daydream until you discover something that makes your chest feel even the smallest spark of hope. You question your darkest thoughts. Love this one. You create rituals, soul opening routines. Like for me, doing the Muse at night after I write in my Remarkable. That's a self ritual. So, okay, you create rituals, soul opening routines. You begin exactly where you are with exactly what you have, and you work until every detail is made beautiful. You let yourself feel what you feel. You begin to act in self-loving ways, even, and maybe most especially, when you fear you don't deserve it. You realize that you are growing through the discomfort. You learn to let yourself be. So I think sitting with yourself, sitting with myself, and one of the questions is figuring out what you want, what you enjoy. That's where I'm starting, is what I started in my Remarkable. I sound like a freaking commercial. I started a joy log. What makes me feel joy?
I love that.
And I'm going to log it. I'm not the best at logging. That's not really my way, I just quick write that down real fast. It's low barrier to entry for me. Things I enjoy as hints of what I want more of. Because the corollary to this is if I know who I am, part of that is knowing what I want. We're just getting like a chill on the left side of my body. Most of us, I think, they don't know.
Or we don't even give ourselves time to think about that. We get busy lives,
I think so. I think we got to be aware enough to slow down and listen. You're not going to know who you are if you're just listening from the outside, because there was also in my makeup time this morning, I was listening to Eckhart Tolle's book. I wonder if I can find that real quick. Not at this moment, but he was talking about just being present. And I think, which is the whole, I was like, duh, that's everything he says, but it was better. But anyway, the point being, to know who you are, you have to be present with yourself. And for a lot of us, I think that's itchy to listen and go in, but maybe a little less itchy as what do I enjoy? What do I like? And maybe that can inform what we want. So just trying to thine own self be true and tune into what thine own is. It's about time at 39 years old.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have taught me at 9 years old. I know we're trying to do that is some of the stuff we're learning, figuring out how to bring it to our own kids and to all y'all's kids too. So they can have it at least presented to them sooner, right? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So they may not be able to fully accept it, but to bring that forward. So anyway, dominant thought.
Good one.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Just a couple little things for us. Don't control the narrative and to thine own self be true.
That's it. Done. Easy.
Handled. All right. Kate is going to kick us off with the next section. It is not gadgety. So if tech is,
I've got 2 little gadgets.
Okay. You say.
I'll go quick. Okay. So this one I actually haven't plugged in yet. I just got this. This is another mirror situation. And it's.
What does that say?
Yeah, really.
We love mirrors.
Well,
all our favorite things. It's like on is it Snow White? Mirror, mirror on the wall. No, is that Snow White?
Yeah, yeah.
And then who's the fairest of them all?
Yeah, it's the witch. It's the witch who has the mirror. She's not a stepmom, right? She's the witch. Yeah.
Okay.
I get them all mixed up.
Anyway.
Yes, Laura, I see you there. I already got mine. I already ordered this on Amazon. Like I said, I haven't plugged it in yet, but it's just a teeny little fridge for your skincare, which I know was never motivated by skincare because I didn't get it. But then Laura Bly, who just commented here, Laura and I went to this gem shop recently, and she helped me pick out one of these face rollers, y'all. If you have not gotten yourself one of these and put it in the refrigerator and then taken it out.
Can I do it on my makeup?
Of course. And rubbed it on your face. It is one of the most amazing, soothing feelings when it's just cold, cold, cold. And you can do this on that puffy eyes. And you can get different gems, or they're not gemstones, whatever you call it. You can get different stones. Rocks. This is a dragon bloodstone, which I bought just for the name.
This is, what is it?
Rose quartz.
Yeah. And jade rollers, like we're not thinking we're new to this, y'all. I know jade rollers have been a thing. Yeah. We just have them now. Of the jade rollers in Austin, there's this cool shop, right?
Nature's Treasures. It's the one on I-35. They got this huge geode, like that a person can fit inside of, and their sign has this lady sitting inside of the geode and it says, "We rock."
Yeah, I love it. But they have all kinds of these. And Kate had these on the retreat and just would pull them out every few minutes from the fridge and then, ooh. I don't know. They're not cold at this moment. They still feel good.
Still good.
And especially in Texas, our allergies, like mine is so good for sinuses, just kind of like dig in there of all this allergy, whatever that feels.
It's amazing. So I got my fridge specifically for these, but I'm also going to put my skincare in there, and I want to share that with y'all.
You have to make me stop. Okay.
This is a Hannah situation because, I'm 42 now, and so I care a lot about skincare, and I'm willing to spend money on it at this point in my life, but there's so much out there. And everybody tells you got to have this serum and that lotion and this whatever and these pads. And it's extremely overwhelming to know what's right. And what I loved about this line is that Hannah said, this is a gal who she just wants you to be able to get it all in one place. And it works really great. So, and I agree. So it's the BareFace line of products
by Jordan Harper NP. She's a nurse practitioner. She just had twins. She's very Instagrammy.
And so these are the toning pads. You just get a little pad out and they feel so good and they make a big difference. And then I've got, you can get a bunch of different stuff from her, but I have the Overachiever serum and the brightening serum, which I will be keeping in my fridge. And then she's got a great vitamin C called Liquid Gold that it doesn't stink. I know everybody loves the SkinCeuticals ones. Have you ever used it? But it smells like beef jerky. I just can't take it.
I would not like to rub beef jerky all over my face.
Exactly.
Thanks.
So,
well, let me say one thing about this. Here, hear me these.
Okay.
So y'all, skincare wise, I had tried all kinds of fancy department store stuff. We're sharing this because this is a life changer.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, life, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, it's a big deal for women as much as we act like it's not. So actually, Jessica, who used to work at my firm, she told me about this stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah. And she kept after me. And I was like, okay, fine. Start, if you get nothing else. And at my office, they've started, I don't know if anybody from the office is watching me and can say if they've started, but the girls have started these toning pads in the orange deal.
Don't get the green ones because they burn and itch.
Yeah, the green ones, they're next level. Okay, where this is just like get you started.
Yeah.
These toning pads here, I was using them and then I was like, hey, Jessica, do you think I could notice a difference in my skin in like 1 week? I mean, I never dreamed that I would use something like see a difference. And when I use this, she's like, yeah, of course you can tell a difference in a week. The texture, smoothness thing, these here are the best ever. Like if you don't do anything else, because it's kind of expensive, y'all. So, but these are like 40, I want to say 40-ish, 30 to 40 for this. There's 60. You're supposed to do it at morning and at night once your skin's kind of used to it. This I credit to my skin looking pretty nice. And then these other deals, they all say you need a vitamin C thing.
Yeah,
that's
everybody
what
says that.
Liquid gold is. So the next best thing, if you're going to do anything, and this is like education by Jordan Harper herself, you would use this liquid gold, this vitamin C, and what's it in there next. Then the other two, they're very good and help. But if you're like, I don't want a million steps person, these are the two that are not as essential to me. Tip, you need to start using, if you know what a trapper keeper is, you need to start using some sort of a retinol retinoid something in your routine. I don't love theirs. No offense.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I love the way it feels, the texture of it.
Yeah, it's a good texture. For me personally, it's not my go-to. So there you go. You know that we are not for sure hacks, Jordan Harper hacks. That theirs isn't my number one fave. So the other thing, if I was going to do nothing else, I would do the pads, the vitamin C, and the retinoid something, plus just my moisturizer is like use the heavy duty stuff. That's a different show. So this stuff, you're welcome. I mean, I tried so many things, so many fancy schmancy brands, and just felt all over the place. That problem is solved for you today.
Yes. And yes, Christina Wilson, you need more than shower gel for your skincare routine.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's skin care. I'm going to switch to, I've got 2 hair items and 1 body care item. So y'all, obviously I have wavy curls. I don't even know there's like a 2A, 3B, whatever. You're supposed to pick a letter and I don't know. But I know that my hair is wavy, and if I let it air dry, it frizzes. And so I've got to put a lot of product in, and I diffuse it with a blow dryer. And so if you have hair like mine, kind of curly, this is the way that and lots of people ask me about this. So if you're interested in this, these are the only 2 things that I use on my hair, and I love them. And I've tried a cajillion other items and have settled on these, and I will never switch. So the first one is this Kevin Murphy Super Goo.
Goo like GOO goo.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see it, like it's like cheese, the brand hot cheese on a pizza. It just really stretches if you touch it. But what you're supposed to do is get a little bit of it, rub it all in your hand so it's all gooey. And if you go like this, you'll see it, stretching between your hands. But if you get your hands wet and make it all soapy and put it in your wet hair so it's evenly spread out, your hair will dry, in curls. The other thing that I've added, this is a recent add to me and it's made a big difference. It's by an Australian company called 11, and it's body texture spray. I think this would probably work for straight or curly hair. The Super Goo curls only. But this, one of the things I love about it, and if you're just listening to this, you'll get to enjoy this, is it's got a metal ball in it, so you have to shake it up. And it's fun, like, I don't know, like spray paint. like that. But I spray this on my hair when it's still damp, like before it's fully dry. And there's just it just like changes your hair texture. And all of a sudden it just feels like it's like super dirty, which, often we want our hair to feel like it's dirty, but actually be clean. That's kind of a weird thing, isn't it? But anyway, so those are my hair products. Anything you've used this? Yeah,
yes.
You got some hair.
So I have, at this moment, we have like several day old hair, ponytail, spiky pineapple situation. But my hair is very, very wavy, I think. I'm sure it's a thing, especially after having kids. Like back in the back of my head, it is wild back there, full of texture, tons of it. And I've always struggled with the curl component and haven't worn it like the curly version as much with the diffuser because of the product. It would feel like part of it would look great, but especially in the back where it's wild, it wouldn't ever get unfrizzed. Mm-hmm. So for this, the term is called emulsify. Oh. If you know what that means, when you put the stuff on your hands with a little water and it gets like I'm trying to think of squish sound that it has to bake. This is a game changer. And also because when I would do curly hair, it would never have any stick or hold to it. Mm-hmm. So I'd sleep on it and the next day I'd have to do something, which in my Hannah economy, daily hair is not a choice unless I have mud. And even then can't I just smush it out. I mean, I'm not washing my hair 2 days in a row. So this stuff lets my curls. I think I did it like 3 days ago. And like this texture spray, I think that this one needs a little, I can just do it like explanation. So my curl, you can, if you're watching, it's like kind of straight over there. This, you just add a little bit of it and it kind of just does a little update. Mm-hmm. And for people who say, oh, my hair is so fine. It's so fine. I can't ever do anything. This here, that's what you need.
Yes, true. And I will never share a product with you guys that stinks. I cannot use a stinky product. And so both of these smell really good.
Oh yeah. Speaking of things that smell good, your next one.
Oh my God. Okay. So this is my final item. Everyone, y'all need to, everybody.
No, it's not your final. This one.
Oh, okay.
Second to last.
Okay. Second to last. So I do an Ipsy box. I feel like I sound like we're sponsored, but I swear we're not. So the Ipsy box is like, one of these subscriptions and you get full sized items once a month or, at some cadence. And they're usually great. Not always. But this is an Ipsy item. It's by Truly and it's unicorn CBD body polish. And so for people who are worried, CBD is the non-psychoactive hemp flower whatever.
It's not drugs.
It's not drugs. You can put this on your body.
Is this drugs? I don't want to put on drugs.
Yeah, you're not going to fail a drug test if you use this.
Wait, are you sure?
I am sure. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're not saying that as lawyers. This is our lawyer disclaimer.
Okay. Thank you. So this is, I don't know if y'all can see, it's like whipped in there. It's been used so much but it comes in, it looks like, I don't know, like cotton candy.
Yeah. I have to get because my nails are kind of long. So you can kind of see, it's like, I thought it was cotton candy and going to be totally disgusting. Mm-hmm. But when you put it on, we're like we're like Instagram influencers. So see, when you put it on yourself, it has glitters.
Yeah. See how shiny she looks? I mean.
And don't you just mean that's my personality?
Yes, of course.
So, and it goes in.
Smells so good, y'all.
It smells like, it's sweet, to be honest. I'm not purchasing this one because it's just too sweet for me. And like glitter rainbow lotion is not exactly my vibe. Personally,
it's my vibe.
It's definitely Kate's vibe. I love getting it to use it. It's rich.
Yeah.
So if you have dry skin, it goes in really good. And, the shine is fun. It's a sweet smell. Mm-hmm. It's a smell you could even get it like a Bath and Body Works, like in that category of smells. Mm-hmm. To me, I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, Tara's asking, what does it smell like? This is hard for me to describe smells. It's very sweet. It smells like a dessert, but I usually don't like fakey sweet smells. Like if it's just like a chemically vanilla or whatever, I don't like it. Something about the sweetness of this it feels natural or smells natural to me. So, but it's almost like it doesn't to him. It's almost like a cotton candy snow cone something.
Yeah, snow cone, but snow cones are like pretend juice. It doesn't smell like fruit or anything is naturally occurring.
But it does, to me, it doesn't smell chemically. Anyway, you had to try it. I think and it's a polish. So I guess you're actually supposed to put it on and then rinse it off, but I don't do that.
I don't know. We just use it as lotion.
Okay. Y'all ready for the final item? This was another Ipsy item. This is the Tula Skincare Rose Glow and Get It cooling and brightening eye balm. And it's a little, you twist up.
It looks like a big chapstick.
Yes. And it's kind of light. Oh, I'll put it on you. So you put it here, like under your eyes, like where you would put a highlighter. And it is cool. It feels good. It's not as cool as the Jade Rollers. Now that I have those, I know. But it gives you like a little bit of shimmer and moisture. It's a balm. And it is great to just keep it. It looks very pretty here on hand. I don't know if you can see.
Oh my gosh. Only hard-hitting stories here on Moms Out Loud. Glitter, all the places you can put glitter. That could be an episode.
Anyway, it's good. Just keep it in your purse.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to leave that. The good news, okay, I don't need, where you put a highlighter means nothing to me. So let me tell you, the rest of us, what that means is the very tippy toppiest of your cheeks where the sun would hit. And I, one time though, warning, you may not think it's doing anything if you just put it on yourself and then go on about your business because you don't really see it. Quick glance in the mirror. You're putting something on yourself. So like you might want to check the mirror because one time I just like drew it on my face and had this stripe of gold shimmer. So take a look, and it does feel really cool in this Texas heat.
Yeah, it's a great Texas item. Yeah, I would say pat dab or whatever after you put it on, and then you won't get the football glitter stripe.
That is what it was like. But this is a purse. Stick this in your purse in the summer.
Yep.
Now I am sticky from the polish. Stick it in your purse from the summer. It's okay. It's okay. And you will be everybody's best friend because they will want to use it.
It's true. It is one of them. And everybody's like, I want to buy that. Where did you get it? That and the missing SPF spray, but I don't have that here. So we'll save that for another show.
Yes. Okay. Is that all the special gadgets?
That's it. I'm done.
All right. We're rounding the bend. If y'all love the special stuff show, let us know. We have other fun things. This is stuff that, like, I don't know, for me, curated people I know who know stuff. I absolutely want to know from them. Like, if any of y'all had stuff that's like Law Mom world, there are whole pages of like stuff you need to know and to get. And we will close down an Amazon something on the Law Moms to like everybody go get it right away. So I think we could move next to what we're reading this week.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Can I go first?
Yeah, I'll go. So I have like 5 books going, but the one that's really striking me this week is this book by Margaret Atwood, which I got when she came to the Paramount in Austin, which was such a fun event with all the local law mamas. But I got one of her books there, and this is Essays and Occasional Pieces. It's just a compilation of little thises and that's that she's written. And she writes a lot of book reviews and even like eulogies, and it's totally random stuff. But lately I've been thinking about feminism through the years. And this got me started because I watched a documentary about something that happened in the 90s, which was when I was a teenager. And there was a lot of discussion in that documentary about the relations between boys and girls. And I started sort of rethinking about that relations between boys and girls with my 40-year-old brain, but in the decade of the 90s, and then was thinking about, the 60s, and this is just the way that all of the decades sort of relate to each other about feminism. And I was saying, I really want to read a book like that. And this isn't that book, but the reason I got so excited is I opened this book and I started reading the introduction, and guess what the introduction to this book is? It is Margaret Atwood's thoughts of her work in feminism through the decades and what they each brought for her. So I was like getting goosebumps as I was just reading the introduction of this book. And I've been flipping around. I'm not just reading it sort of front to back. I've read some really cool essays and book reviews about sort of the first group of women at Harvard who were given stipends to do art, at a time when women couldn't do art professionally, and the stuff that came out of that. So it's not a like lose yourself in it, sit down and read it for hours. It's deep and doesn't flow that easily.
It bites. You need it in bites.
But I really am enjoying it, and it's speaking to my soul right now. What about you?
Okay, I'm so excited to share. Julia Mclaren is our artist friend in Houston. Hail to the chief.
Yay.
The second edition, y'all. This is so cute. Julia is a graphic, colorful artist.
She does a lot of sculpture, like
pop art, sculpture stuff. Y'all, I'm going to show you if you're watching this. Like, this is Hail to the Chief. It's various presidents that have been made into fun pop art. And
like
so
this is Andrew Jackson over here, right?
Yes. And then John Quincy Adams, I think. Yes, he's riding an alligator with a selfie stick and an icy with a gold diamond chain that says gangsta. So it's just so much fun. I bought this as a present for Drew, who like loves facts. This is the way I like facts in history and presidents, is in Julia McLaren's art style. Look, there's Kennedy, and then who's this one?
Who's this?
Oh, LBJ. Y'all, look, he's in a like fringe. I don't know, like
tracksuit
/ Elvis / country singer with gold chains, and Kennedy with an ice cream cone. So
we love you, Julia.
Julia, this is so good. We love it. It surpassed my expectations. It's super duper high quality. This one we're going to ask you to go buy.
Yeah.
This is our friend. We know her. She is so much fun, such an incredible artist. If you love Texas art and pop stuff, she's your girl. Right now, I think they're for sale. She has these pieces that are larger than life Texas things, like all the Whataburger stuff. Like any of my Whataburger friends, someone needs to tell y'all to go get this stuff. It is awesome. Yeah. It's like, I guess it's along the lines of like fair use, like spoofy, right? Like there's a big Hidden Valley Ranch, I think that she made, big golden fries, a Red Bull the other day, and they're giant sculptures. So that is so much fun. It's even more fun that we know her, and she's just a delightful person and mom and friend. So our reading stuff's pretty fun this week.
It is, yeah. Gold stars. You ready for stars?
Yes. You go first.
Okay.
Which one are you doing?
I'm going to do mom. I'm going to do a mom star because we were gone. I was gone for four days. I'm going to give my husband Josh a dad star because he was, totally on duty, totally supportive of me disappearing. But the reason I feel like I also deserve a mom star is that nobody fell apart. Like when I was leaving, my kids were like, bye, have a great time. And when I came back, they were very happy to see me, but there wasn't any like emotional, falling apartness that happened. And in the past that has occurred, it's just been a big, hard thing for everyone when I go away. And maybe it's because, I'm practicing doing it more. Maybe it's because of the energy that I bring to the thing. I'm not upset with myself about going away. And so no one's picking up on that from me and acting it out. I'd like to think that that's it. That's why I'm getting a mom star, because whatever I brought to that exchange allowed for my kids to give me grace about taking time for me.
Yeah, and my gold star relates to being a person. I guess neither one of us are giving ourselves lawyers this week, but mine's about being a person. So after the retreat, I wasn't gone quite as long, but still, after the retreat this week, I just felt kind of emotionally and physically raw and subdued and quiet and kind of introspective. And our life is, my life is not subdued or quiet or introspective in like any way, home, work, or otherwise. So today when I woke up, and it was, we had to do our show, and we weren't quite sure what we were going to talk about until we thought of the fun stuff, which I hope we do that. Like,
I love this
all the time.
I hope y'all like it too.
I was kind to myself, and I just showed up as I was. I texted, and I think this is a fun question. I wrote that down to remember to bring up today. Asking myself how I felt today, not in the first 10 minutes, but as what's my emotional set point is one way I've said it before, but like, how am I doing today in a few words, just to check in. Carrie told us that last week, I think, on the show. And I texted Kate and our friend Laura and said something like, I'm feeling quiet and saucy and powerful today. And I allowed myself just to be that. Like our team meeting, we had a team meeting today, and I didn't force to try to come up with a bunch of businessy things. We had some business things. We just kind of played, made fun of each other a little bit, just had a good time. And there was somebody wanting to talk to me about planning something, getting something on a calendar. And I said, I just can't. Like that, Hannah, she's not here today. I'm sure she'll be back on Monday who wants to talk about calendars and making a bunch of stuff happen and getting things organized and to-dos, but she's checked out today. Today, I'm not that person, and just pause. I'm not going to do that today. And that is a huge star for me.
That's great self-awareness. And I'm sure everyone agrees with me. We love every version of you, however you show up.
Okay. I love every version of how you show up.
Cute.
It's, y'all, in life, I hope people watching this get to experience, and I know you can if you want to, the joy of having a person who lets you show up exactly how you are, as you are, where you are, when you are, to just be. It is an intense joy, and it's formative. I was trying to think of it's growth supporting. Because if you're worried externally about the people that you're around all the time, what they're thinking, how do they feel? How are they judging me? What if I do this? Will they do that? But instead, if you commit in your spirit to surround yourself only with people who let you show up in your full glory, in your full terror, in your full junk, it will happen for you. And that is the stuff they write about, they sing about. That's the fodder of dreams and poems, and every song ever written is that. And it is, and Kate is that for me. And it is, like you talked about, the full circle here. I could not have dreamed up life that included several people for me who are like that. And so, it wasn't always, mostly generally my entire life, everybody wanted me to be less than I am in one way or the other. And now I don't know that I made the decision. I've recently made the decision. I think I let the want bubble up. I was true about the want just to be. And as time has unfolded, that's a thing for me now. And it can be for you. And we've certainly tried on this show to be like that. I mean, it's hard, right? Because it's a computer or audio, you're listening in your car or something. It's not like that, but the space is like that.
Yeah.
And there are your people out there. And I believe and know and promise, if you set your intent that those are the people who are going to be in your life, and the rest can, it will happen for you too.
Yeah. And as we grow this Law Moms Out Loud community, at some point we're going to be like writing down and talking about our core values. And I think you really just laid out one of our biggest values of this thing we're all doing together. We
hold space for you to be you. And a lot of us, I know I see, we have one comment where somebody's talking about being too much.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff about that. When stuff starts to get trite, it's how I feel a bit, because they can just get tired in your ears. Mm-hmm. But I know Kate and I both, I spent a lot of my life feeling very lonely. And we are here and we're like great friends and model that. But in case, do not be fooled, and we're not trying to fool you. We each spent overwhelming majority of our lives feeling alone in who we were. And if you say, people thought I was too much, I try to empower. I've been trying to do this for a long time with my kids. If somebody gives you feedback you didn't ask for, you tell them, you know what? I didn't ask you. Somebody said, I don't like her shirt. You know what? I didn't ask you. And same thing about being too much. That puts the other person in the judgment seat, in the driver's seat. And life's too short for that, because you end up living your life for everybody else. They don't care. they're not living it for you, or they are their own like version of you. You have to tap in and be aware and just decide, to thine own self be true and bump the rest.
Dominant thought.
See y'all next week.
Bye.